Well, I've got another hymn for you. Not a hymn, is it? It's a modern Christian song, this one. You unravel me with a melody. You surround me with your song of deliverance from my enemies till all my fears are gone. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. From my mother's womb, you have chosen me. Love has called me by my name. I've been born again into your family. Your blood flows through my veins. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. And then I've never sung this verse. I'm surrounded by the arms of the Father. I don't see how they can fit that to the song. I'll have to listen to it. Anyway, it says, I'm surrounded by the arms of the Father. And you repeat it twice. And then we have another verse. We've been liberated from our bondage. With the sons and the daughters, let us sing our freedom. I don't know those two verses. I know this one though. It's probably a bridge. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears were drowned in perfect love. You rescued me and I can stand and sing. I am a child of God. So you repeat that. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. You drowned my fears in perfect love. You rescued me, and I will stand and sing. I am a child of God. And then you finish with the chorus 3 times. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. There you are. No longer slaves, the worship initiative. And I was reading from the words under the heading of genius, Genius. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. You know the book by Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking. Well, he was a very Christian guy. In spite of being an American businessman, I want to say. But then so was Oral Roberts, wasn't he? But anyway, yes, I came across this before conversion, so to speak, seeing the light. And Mum encouraged me strongly to follow the principle. Although she never mentioned it was anything to do with Christianity, and I didn't think it was. I still, in a sense, don't think it was. But incredibly effective. You know, you start the day with, "This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it." You say it out loud 3 times straight into the world. Yeah? The power of positive thinking dynamites your whole being. And that's what, you know, this song we've just sung, it's repeating categorically and emphatically. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I've been provided for from my mother's arms. Yeah? You unravel me with a melody. You surround me with a song of deliverance from my enemies till all my fears are gone. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. Do you see it's got the very central Christian message, Jesus message in it, specifically. Father, I am a child of God. And then, lovely, from my mother's womb, you've chosen me. Love has called my name. I've been born again into your family. Your blood flows through my veins. Do you see? You're affirming the truth into your being. From my mother's womb you've chosen me. Love has called me by my name. I've been born again into your family. Your blood flows through my veins. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears were drowned in perfect love. You rescued me, and I could stand and sing. I am a child of God. The importance of positive words. Purify your speech, dear one. Positive, of the goodness of God. Your heavenly dad, our heavenly dad, yes. So, yes, if you ever get hold of it, I've got a very old copy here. The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. The international bestseller by the father of positive thinking. Well, you're supposed to call no man father according to the Jesus story, but there you go. Over 15 million copies sold. I wonder how many million now. Wow. Wow. What a blessing it was to me too. I mean, I practiced this. Mum taught it to me and I practiced it. Power of Positive Thinking, although never read the book. Well, you know, in those days, didn't read the book. Not in childhood days, teenage days. But I exercised it when I wanted a Rover car. I mean an old one. I mean, you know, £100 job. That old, you know. And I visualized it every day. And suddenly I found one, 20 or 30 pounds. And a chap round the corner, literally I could walk distance to him. Family man, really nice chap, in his family car. And I bought it off him. And I had the money because Mum had come into a little bit of money. And she'd sent me about 150 to 200. And she said, to buy yourself a car if you can, towards a car. And she sent it from where she was living, 100 miles away, other side of London, Farnborough, Hampshire. And I bought this car, and it was a lovely car. And when I gave one of my professors a lift a couple of times, he was, how can a student afford this car? I'm not sure whether I told him. Well, it only cost me 20 pounds, because, of course, a posh car, when it gets old, well, posh people don't want old cars. They don't mind something that's vintage, of course, occasionally, but then they prefer something modern and comfortable. So they lose their value, and of course they're heavy on fuel. But I didn't do much mileage, of course. I was a student at university, living at university or nearby to begin with, anyway. And, actually, in the end, I was driving each day about 12 miles, but each way. But it was a lovely car, a Rover 100. It had this curious thing where the back doors opened forward. The front doors opened the way they normally do on a car, but the back doors opened forward. That's strange. And it had a reserve fuel tank. I don't know, a couple of gallons in it, I suppose. But just the thing you want as a student, and you're running low on fuel. Yes, the power of positive thinking, but I've used it often since, in a secular way especially. But now, of course, it's blended into the godly way that obviously Norman Vincent Peale, Norman obviously thought that. He obviously thought that way. A very serious Christian bloke. I want to say in spite of being a businessman, but many businessmen are. Yeah. Tend to be traditional Christianity, but yeah. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. But what a wonderful example of how you can be sent, influence people, and rescuing the secular too. It rescued me, you see, in many ways. By the love of Mum, of course. She picked it up somehow or other. I never picked up at all that it had a sort of Christian foundation, because, of course, I didn't read the book. That'd have been perhaps a good job, because if I had have read that, I might have been put off by it. I was pretty anti-religion. I thought, no, that's not the way to go. Yeah, and of course I was very bright and able and vocal and, a bit of a formidable person in debate and lectures and so on. Marshall. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. Thank you for what? Oh, rescuing me from myself and loving me in spite of, being a child. No, says God. Love you because you're a child. My child. That's what he says to you too. Loves you because you're his child. I know it's true. I've got tears coming in my eyes. I see clearly with tears in my eyes. That's the Catholic Saint Teresa, one of the Teresas. She writes it in one of her books, and I don't think anyone else has ever noticed it. And she says, I see clearly with tears in my eyes. Tears of love, grace, compassion, kindness, grace, the love of God. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.